Hello, and welcome back to Into the Fear. I am your host, Chainsaw Sam E, and we are recapping East Coast Haunters Convention 2026. And wow, I will tell you guys, I haven't even recovered from Transworld last month, let alone was ready for what East Coast Haunters had to bring this year. The show was packed. And I mean, we were shoved in there like sardines. Now, yes, Transworld, the big premiere show, does bring in the bigger numbers, but it's at the America Center here in St. Louis, which is a lot bigger and a lot more spread out. While with East Coast, it is a big convention center, but we are only in one Pacific Hall. So hopefully in the future, it extends out even more, which most likely is going to be the possibility. With it only being its third year, the show was insane, packed. And it's been packed the first 2 years as well. But it was great being back in Philadelphia for this annual event. And yes, it was crazy, absolutely insane. And I know I slacked. I did not do any interviews because it was almost impossible for me to do it. I was running around doing so much and just didn't have the time. And of course, with the show being so packed, it was really hard to do interviews without my audio picking up everyone's voices, except for the actual people that it needs to pick up. So that's the reason why I kind of slacked this weekend, but so much fun. But let's get into the good stuff here when it came to East Coast Haunters Convention. So we had 5 Pacific Haunt tours. We had one on Thursday, 2 haunts on Friday, and then 1 on Saturday. And guys, it was amazing. All these haunts coming out. Ugh. Sorry, I am trying to recover here and I'm not doing a great job because I am exhausted. I got in late last night at home, severe thunderstorms, tornado warnings. I actually had a tornado touchdown just a few miles from my house, but we're okay. Everybody's fine. But this was like the worst time for me to go live. But anyway, so let's talk about the haunt tours. So our first one was Thursday. We were at Lee Valley Scream Park. And it was going to haunted houses during the day. It is hard to get you into the spirit, the mood to be at a haunted attraction. But honestly, the actors did what they could. And it was a hot day too. It was 85, maybe 90 degrees. It was very warm out. They did not have their hayride running. So that was disappointed not to see a hayride. But understand when you're opening for off-season events, it is kind of hard to do all that. But anyway, they had the, what was it? The Condemned. And then they had the Biopurge. So Biopurge was definitely a lot more theatric with the way they had the show set up. And of course, then they had Condemned, which was more of your traditional haunted house, which had, kitchen scene, bedroom scenes, attic, etc. It was like a hillbilly kind of theme. Out of all of them, it was actually my least favorite. But I think a lot of it just had to do with it being during the day, and a majority of the Scream Park is outdoors. So it just didn't put me in the mood that I normally need to be in the mood when it comes to going through haunts. But later on, we had a 2-hour drive all the way out to the middle of nowhere in Pennsylvania. We went out to Kim's Crypt. Now, Kim's Crypt is a legend haunted mill, and it's a real mill, and it's in like this little town. And the legendary Kim herself, that is her right up there in the top middle corner. And oh, it was incredible with the mills. So when you walk through the first section of this attraction, it is the actual old mill itself. So a lot of the old mechanics and parts, sets and scenes are all still there. So you walk through, it's just really cool. Because what's cool about Kim's Crypt is that it felt like going through like a 90s haunted attraction. You see a lot of old animatronics and props that I have not seen in decades. And they all still worked. And I mean, not the little jagged, barely clinging onto life work. They all worked beautifully. So shout out to Kim and her crew for keeping all that stuff working in great condition. And her hunt was long. I did not know there was 5 attractions out there. But yeah, there's 5 attractions out there. It sits on 60 plus acreage. Really cool place. Definitely need to check out Kim's Crypt Haunted Mill. So that was the Thursday's tour. Now on the Friday's tour, finally, you've seen them here on my last Into the Fear. On the Road to East Coast Haunters Convention 2026, part one, I had both owners and the actor manager come on and talk to me about Lincoln Mill Haunted House. And wow, Lincoln Mill did not disappoint. The actors were top notch. You were fully embraced into this immersed story about the mill. And what's cool about it is that they've explained it here on the show that they took the hurricane that almost wiped out Pennsylvania when it came through and flooded the mill in the city. They incorporated this into this story about a serial killer who runs this mill and all of his minions. That is the serial killer, Mr. Victor, right there. Mr. Victor Kane, right there in the middle of the poster. But yeah, Lincoln Mill did not disappoint. The actors were on point, and the staff welcomed me like I was one of their own. I forgot that I know like more than just the owners. I know like half the staff that all works there. But Lincoln Mill, you guys were on point. It was fantastic. Great show. Now, on to our second, yes, back at the legendary Penhurst Asylum. Penhurst is one of my top favorite attractions in the nation. Penhurst alone is just scary, even without the haunted house part of it. It is incredible how it's all set up. You walk through, you can't tell the difference between what is part of the real structure of the building and what was made later on through the haunt maze. And of course, Benhurst has all the best of the best that come out there and work and build and put on this immersive and crazy show. Obviously, the actors were also on point at this show. But yeah, it was great being also at Penhurst. Plus, I got to see Jim's dog running around, and I almost took that corgi home. But yeah, it was great time. Absolutely loved it. Now we get on to Saturday to Shocktoberfest. Now, Shocktoberfest is the Saturday night party. Unlike the other two conventions, Transworld and MHC, East Coast Haunter doesn't have a Saturday night ball. They do a party either at some really crazy place in Philadelphia or a haunted attraction that's willing to put on not only a haunted house, but also a party. So Shocktoberfest is a very large screen park, very large in scale size. They had their hayride and their two attractions going. And this one was really fun. Even though we got rained on, we didn't get rained out. So it was fun. They made it work. It would have been 20 times even better if it didn't rain. But you know what? Everybody handled the rain fine and went out, and we had a great time. The party was underneath a tent, so we were all nice and dry. The food was amazing, really good. Also, really good drinks. Shout out to the bartenders. I went through with two separate groups. I went with my Woods of Terror group with, oh my God, them guys. I love you guys, but you are so obnoxious when it comes to visiting other attractions. I'm like, we're going to get kicked out. You guys are the obnoxious customers that we kick out of the haunted attraction, but we were just too busy having fun and just having a great time. And then on the hayride, I went with my Haunt Legends crew, and they decided let's play parachute while we have this wet tarp, trying to keep us dry on the hayride. Yeah, we were just being goofy. But yeah, Shocktoberfest, shout out to you guys. Shout out to the crew for handling out this crazy weather that we had on Saturday. Otherwise, it was nice and sunny all the other days in Philly. It just poured rain on Saturday, but it is what it is. But yeah, but yeah, That's only a month away. I mean, I think there's only one person watching this right now. So, but shout out to Dark Acres. How are you doing, John? Hope you had a great time at this show. But oh, guys, again, I've not recovered. But I do want to give a heavenly birthday shout out to Logan Rouge. We wound up hearing the news that he actually passed away this weekend. Logan was one of our dear friends within the haunt industry. Every time I seen him, he was always smiling and happy, even though he was suffering from a terminal illness and wound up losing his battle over this weekend. Today is his birthday, and heavenly birthday to you, Logan. You will be missed through the whole industry. But yes, also coming this weekend is Halfway to Halloween at Woods of Terror. This is the annual event. This year's theme is witches and warlocks. So that's going to be the theme to look out for out there at the attraction. Also, Woods of Terror is on the Legendary Tour this year in November. So tickets are on sale now for that. Also, they are on sale for Halfway to Halloween. I will leave the link for your tickets down below. Also, a shout out to our sponsor, Woods of Terror. Check out woodsofterror.com. And guys, I'm going to tell you right now, it was fun. East Coast Haunters was legendary. Another great year in the books. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. I am Chainsaw Sammy. You are watching Into the Fear. Tune into our next episode.